We're on the clock now, where we give our panelists about 15 seconds each to sound off on the following topics. First up, a name change that was long overdue or political correctness taken to the extreme. On June 10th, the Taos City Council voted to change the name of Kit Carson Memorial Park to Red Willow Park. The decision was made as a way to make amends with Native Americans by removing the name of the controversial frontiersman, but historians and others say the move politicizes history and it was done without public input. Now, Taos Mayor Daniel Barone says the Kit Carson proposal will be on the council's July 8th agenda to allow the public to weigh in. Sophie, curious about your thoughts on this one.
You know, what's ended up happening is that Taos Pueblo has turned around and said, you know, you never really asked us about this, and we'd like to be part of the conversation too. I think it's important, even when you're trying to do the right thing, that you bring those stakeholders in.
Good point, Rob.
When I first moved here, a friend of mine gave me a copy of Blood and Thunder, which was a great book, and it's a great book not just about Kit Carson, but about New Mexico in general. And after reading that book, I would suggest to everyone, read that book before you make up your mind about this thing.
Good point here, Laura.
Well, I haven't read the book, but I do think that, you know, history is written by the victors. So, you know, as people begin to be more informed about what actually happened, you're going to have these diverse opinions, and I think we're due for a discussion about that.
Good point there too. Dan, your thoughts?
I'm going to have an opinion. I haven't read the book, and he said I can't have one until I read the book. So
I encourage people.
I think it's
people.
PC gone wild again.
Yeah, interesting. Now, new subject. The number of inmates housed at Bernalillo County's Metropolitan Detention Center has fallen by 13% over the past 5 months. That's due in part to prisoners getting swifter hearings before a judge and to cooperation between Metropolitan and district courts. But now a new initiative involving the County Commission and the Albuquerque City Council aims to reduce the jail population even more. There was a proposal going forward to provide 75 beds in the community for homeless people leaving the jail system, as otherwise that population often ends up behind bars again and again, as we know. The hope is to get the program running by October. Dan, your ideas in this program and thoughts of success?
Don't know much about the program. It's a deep conversation we need to have someday, but I will tell you this. My wife and I were walking downtown the other day, and I will tell you, I travel out with work, lots of homeless people. We seem to have an inordinate amount of homeless people with mental illness. There's not just people sitting around talking to you. I would tell you that overwhelmingly they were people that have issues. I don't think there was just a person sitting around that you could say, oh, that guy's just homeless for any number of reasons. Every one of them we saw
needed services.
Needed some sort of a, I mean, talking to themselves. They need some help, and we got to figure out what to do with it.
Good point, Laura.
I think this is an important program that deserves support from the commission, and I think in general our community needs to worry about these things more. I agree with that. I work in downtown, and you know, you just see all kinds of problems that people have, and they really are in need of more assistance.
Interesting. Rob?
We'd like to see a few more specifics about this because we want to make sure that this money is going to be well spent. On the other hand, I'm very glad to hear that the overcrowding issue at MDC is at least getting addressed, because I remember about a year ago when I was doing a story about the Region 3 Housing Authority thing, the Smiley Gallegos that fell through the cracks. Someone from the AG's office says a big reason why we weren't able to get to this is because there was such a backlog.
That's right. Exactly right, Sophie.
You know, our country, really, not just Albuquerque, New Mexico, has a really unpleasant history of housing people who need mental health services in jails rather than giving them those services. I think this is an important step.
Yeah, good point there. Thank you all for being here. We'll have the rest of our On the Clock on the web. As always, all of us here at New Mexico in Focus appreciate your time and your effort to stay informed and engaged. Catch up with us anytime on social media by searching New Mexico in Focus. And you can find archived interviews and often bonus material from our shows on our YouTube channel and at newmexicoinfocus.org. I'm Gene Grant. We'll see you next week in Focus.